Alright, so I'd really like to tell you a little bit of about Hanukkah before I do my trick. We celebrate Hanukkah for 8 days and 8 nights to kind of remember the war that was going on and the miracle that happened after the war. War happened during the second century BCE, before Common Era, and it was between the Greeks and the Maccabees. The Greeks were trying to burn down the second temple, and the Maccabees were trying to defend the temple from the Greeks. Um, After the Maccabees won the war, but it was really a brutal war, and they barely won it, and they had no resources left after the war. Um, and they needed to light their menorah, so and they had just a little bit of oil. Looked like it would last maybe a night, if even that. But a miracle happened, and they were able to light the menorah for 8 days and 8 nights. So that's why we celebrate Hanukkah for 8 days and 8 nights. And I'm going to be doing my trick on Hanukkah and keeping it Hanukkah themed the whole time. And I really hope you enjoy it. It took me a little while to kind of come up with a story. So here we go. Alright, so for this trick, I'm going to need 2 decks. We'll rename the decks to the Maccabees and the Greeks. This is a variety of Mismag's Slop card trick, and I'm going to just be using it with 2 decks instead of one. So we have the Maccabees and the Greeks. We'll start with the Greeks. And we're going to select a Greek warrior for you. So just tell me where to stop. So you stop right here. This would be your card. Alright. And here's your card. Alright, memorize that card, and we're just going to shuffle your warrior in with the rest of the warriors. Alright? And again. Alright, so this is all shuffled up. And again, we're just going to really mess it up like this. And we're just going to shuffle up these cards, putting them back to back and face to face and everything. This is to resemble the how much of it kind of really turned everything over and messed everything up for both sides, particularly the Greeks because they lost the war. It's just, kind of a resemblance. So we have back to back, face to face, really mixed up deck that is, everything is mixed up, and so we're just gonna, there we go. Alright, so we're done with the Greeks, and we're gonna come over to the Maccabees. We're just gonna do the same exact thing here. I'm just gonna juggle the cards in my hand. I'm gonna stop. Let's say you should stop right here. This would be your card. Okay? Go ahead and take a look at that card for me. Alright, so again, we're gonna take your Maccabee and shuffle them into each other, so we have all the Maccabees together. Alright. Alright, so your Maccabees are all mixed up, and again, I'm going to mix up these cards like this to resemble the how messed up everything got after the war, and especially these guys got messed up not because they lost, but because they really had no supplies left afterwards, so, it's hard after a war. So we're just gonna, there we are. Alright, oopsies. Alright. So I'm just going to show you, again, I have back-to-back, face-to-face, everything is mixed up in this deck. So I'm just going to put these cards here, and so now I'm just going to recap what we've done. We've shuffled the cards, you've selected a warrior from both groups, we have the Maccabees and the Greeks, and what happened was, let's go to the battlefield and kind of, let me show you what really went on. They fought, and they fought, and they fought. So I'm just shuffling them together for the fight. And everything got messed up, and ended up that the Maccabees won. And, of course, the Greeks lost then. But there was, on both sides, one warrior who ranked really supreme, and did really good, and was probably the best fighter on both sides. So, here we go. I have got the deck shuffled into each other. We've got 2 decks shuffled into each other. But you saw that I mixed everything up, but everything now is face up and looks really pretty. But that's not it. Like I said, we had the Warriors, one on each side that did really good. So here's one of them. Here's the Maccabee, and let's see if I can go through this entire mess to find the other card, or soldier. Here we are. Alright, so we're going to recap. You selected a warrior from both sides. The black cards were the Greeks, and the blue cards were the Maccabees. And we mixed everything up, shuffled them into each other, so we had all the Maccabees together and all the Greeks together. And then we turned everything over like this, just showing you that, that the war mixed both teams up and messed them up, turned them over. Um, but like I said, there was one warrior that did really good, and both sides. And on the Greeks, it was the Three of Diamonds. I'd assume that was your selection, or else it wouldn't be a good trick. The Maccabee, the one that really, really did good, was the Seven of Spades. Thank you guys.